Hey everyone, it's Mike here, and we have episode number 6 of Crushing the Competition here, the Resellers Roundtable show for sure. First off, I want to say this, guys. I really apologize. Last week we didn't have a show, so I feel bad. We're committed to making these shows, but you know what? Sometimes life gets in the way, and we can't do these shows. But first off, I want to thank all of you guys that are watching live for sure, and everybody in the replay. Man, this time of year where everybody's kind of getting ready to go back to school, right? Starting with maybe Amazon. I mean, it's a hectic time of year. Maybe dealing with slow sales, right, listing stuff, but as long as you're staying busy and you're just keeping, you're being proactive. I mean, that's all you can do, right, is just keep going out there and trying to build a dream for sure. Again, we have an amazing cast of characters here for us tonight, and we're going to talk to them here in a second. But, guys, you know what? I want to say this publicly here. I have a Facebook group. It's called Resellers Roundtable. It's a completely free Facebook group. So if you're looking for Facebook group information, you want to be around like-minded people, you can go join over there. I'll have a link down below for the show. All right, so let's get the show started here, guys. I'm amped up. I'm stoked. Our first topic here tonight, before we start showing some items that we have and what we sold, we're going to get into this topic here in its credentials. There was a post recently in Resellers Roundtable, and there was some other talk about it, about people asking you for your credentials. Hey, what's your eBay store? What's your Amazon store? How much money do you make? So we're going to talk briefly about that and kind of how it got started. So let's move on to the panel here. Scott, dude, do you want to share your credentials and what's your thoughts about people and asking for your credentials?
Well, we've talked about this before. I think it's really funny because this is one of the only industries where they ask, "Hey, what's your credentials? Like, how much money do you make? Blah 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 blah." So it's really funny. But as far as I go, I've been reselling full time for about 2 years now. On eBay and Amazon. Right now, I'm moving more toward Amazon than I am, eBay. That's just the way I've been scaling my business toward. Not that I have anything against eBay. eBay has its own place, but that's just how I've been doing. And it started for me as a hobby. Like most, and life changed, and it went from being a hobby to a way to put the food on the table all of a sudden.
And you've been crushing it, man. I mean, you've really been doing really well for yourself. You just moved into a new place here, right?
Yep. Just did that last week, and I'm saying it's been good to me. Reselling's been good to me. It's good that I've been around really like-minded people that has helped me, not only grow my business, but to help me think outside of the box and not just being a reseller, but also being an entrepreneur, which, is very important.
For sure. And this is kind of a touchy subject because you see people that post in the group and, hey, here's my numbers, did $34 million today, and it's like, you want to believe that's true, but the part of you going, dude, you're smoking crack, bro, right? I mean, it's so easy these days for people just to freaking Photoshop something, and I don't think you should judge a man by what his screenshot is, other than maybe his content, his information, his delivery, right?
Yeah.
See where that's at. What's your thoughts with that, Scott, before we jump into Mr. Banhammer over here?
Well, you gotta take it in context. You know what I'm saying? You see these numbers, these big numbers, and you don't know what's behind the story behind it. It could be anything going on. You don't know what the profit margins are, what their ROI is. You don't know anything. But like I've said a million times before, you have to find your own what you're comfortable with. What everybody makes. One person may be like, man, $2,000 a month is all I need, and I'm happy. Another person might need $1 million a month. You know what I'm saying? So you can't compare what you do to what other people do or what you see on the internet. It's everybody. When it comes to reselling, you in your own bubble. Whatever supports and helps make you and your family happy, that's what you got to roll with.
I agree. I mean, you don't have to report to anybody except the IRS or your bank if you're trying to
Exactly.
get something. But at the same time, though, I mean, you know what? I mean, it's what we do. We resell. We go out there. We hustle. We don't have to share this with anybody. And I know there's a lot of new people that come to this channel, and I appreciate you guys watching. There's new people that come into the Facebook group all the time. But when you see these posts from people, because you never see it from me. I did it the one time, and I'm like, I'll never do that again. Just, you know what? Take it for what it's worth. For me, when I see him, I'm like, oh, cool, whatever, and I just move on by. I don't go, oh my God, you're the greatest. Mike Nagel, I mean, what's your thoughts on that and credentials? You gonna give away your credentials?
I mean, here's my whole take on it. You have people who are online who like boasting about certain numbers and points that they're trying to plateau to, and it's a bunch of garbage. Because you got $2 million, you just spent $950,000 to get there. So, is it really that impressive that you were able to make $50,000 on a $950,000 investment? I don't think so.
But that's banking, man. That's freaking crushing it, dude.
I don't know. Like,
100,000
I'm weary of people who just straight give their numbers out. I tend to trust people who. I tend to trust people more who keep a little bit in the, keep it in the pocket, keep it in the fold. It's really nobody's business what you make. Now, I just want to first apologize before I tell you about my background. I've been in bed sick all weekend, so I may not be as animated or as charismatic as I normally am. So let me just get that out of the way. But back in 2003, man, like I'm still a big wrestling fan to this day. But in 2003, I needed some money. I was working full-time retail. I hated it, and I had some of these wrestling shirts, and I threw one of them to auction, got $80 for it, and I was hooked on eBay. I've been selling on eBay ever since. I've done consulting work for some of the biggest and first eBay Motors companies that strictly deal on eBay. I've brought in a lot of money. I'm not giving out any numbers. But, am I still on eBay? Yes. In fact, I just had, I think 13 auctions closed tonight where I got paid. So I'm very happy that July has picked up from where June was just miserable. But I'm branching out, man. You got to think outside the box. You can't just lay all your eggs in one basket. I'm doing FBA. I'm actually concentrating on moving my business more toward FBA because it's a better risk-reward situation. And then I don't have to have all the stuff here, which is amazing. I have an Etsy store. I deal on OfferUp, Craigslist, anything I can do to try and get my hustle going because nobody's paying my bills but me. So that's just the bottom line.
I mean, it is the bottom line, and you know what? That's what it is. I mean, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, eBay was the greatest thing, right? I'm not here to bash eBay. There's might be made, but we've talked about this on the show before. There are slow times, and sometimes they're just completely miserable. Where you just want to take your head and stick it between a door, and just shut it, or then sometimes you just want to burn all your clothing. Go, why do I even mess with clothing? But
I'm feeling right now.
Right? I mean, what's your thoughts? Let's just be honest with everybody up front here right now. There is 92 people watching this live. Scott, thoughts on clothing? Are you just going to keep going to the thrift store and keep loading carts full of clothing? What's your thoughts overall?
No, I think that and this is just my opinion, and this is from me. This time last year, I had 1,000 items in the store, But I think that the newer stuff, I just think the market is just so oversaturated at this point that it's hard to make a living, and you can make a living doing it. Don't get me wrong, but to me, full-time clothing selling it feels like a job, like I'm back slaving at a job. It's a 40-hour-a-week job, maybe sometime more, 60 hours a week. And to me, you just have to sell so much to really make a living doing clothing. But on the flip side of that, I love vintage clothing. I love vintage T-shirts. I love vintage jerseys, vintage hats. And I'm going to still look for that stuff because it's always going to be a market for stuff like that, always. Because there's always going to be that one guy that wants that 1980 Van Halen T-shirt. It's always going to be that guy that wants that.
Mm-hmm.
In 20 years from now, it's going to be that guy that wants them Backstreet Boys T-shirts. It's always going to be a market for vintage clothing. But me going to Goodwill and loading up my cart with Charles Tyree shirts, I'm not doing that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm really not doing that anymore either. I'm more focused to doing FBA because, like I said, it's a better risk-reward situation. And on top of it, you don't have to have the clutter of all the inventory bogging you down in your house or get a storage or any of that stuff. You send it right in. You don't even have to think about it anymore. So I really, really like that scenario, and you don't have to look for stains. So.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the same way right now, I mean, I do still buy clothing. I mean, I'm mostly focused with the vintage. I always have been. But I've gone down the road of the Territory Heads and the Ralph Lauren's, and I will pick them up if they're unique, if the price is right. Same with blazers. I don't want to be known as the guy on eBay who has 10,000 long-tail blazers. That's just not my business, right? They are easy really to ship and everything like that. They take a little more time than a T-shirt or something like that. And I pick them up if I look at them and go, that's unique, right? But I don't want to be known as that guy that just has hordes of this stuff and it's not selling in a ratio, I mean, 30, 40%, you know? When I start seeing stuff that's not selling under that ratio, I'm just like, oh my gosh, you know, I got to start figuring out something else here. So, but in terms of vintage-wise, that's never going to go out. There's always going to be an opportunity. There's always going to be a market for that, for sure, especially on the women's side. I mean, here, there's 3 guys here, and predominantly what you hear on YouTube is all about, majority it's men, right? You never hear anybody talk about women's clothing. I saw Cherry Vintage in the chat here. I know she's got a plethora of knowledge when it comes to all that. There's big money over there with women's clothing, man. Have you guys ever dived into vintage women's clothing or anything of that nature, Scott?
I looked into it, but the women that do know a lot about it, they keep it real close to the vest because they keep that niche to themselves. And the information on the internet is all over the place because women's clothing is so much different than men's clothing. We have small, medium, large. But men's is petite and juniors and this and that and this. I'm like, oh, but it's some money to be made. But the women that do it, they won't tell you about it.
I don't blame them, man. I mean, I don't blame them. I guarantee you, if you go just look on freaking eBay or Etsy, type in women's vintage dress, I mean, just start looking at the listing and say, there's good money in that, guys. But yeah, there's nobody talking about it. And hey, listen, because we were some morons earlier on in my YouTube career. I'm like, hey guys, look at vintage clothing here, this here. I've given away some stuff, and I was there. I was trying to help people, and then all of a sudden the ebook generation came out. Oh yeah, 600 brands that sell over here. But Mike, I mean, what's your thoughts on like the clothing in general, man? I mean, are you picking up any newer name brand stuff, or do you do vintage? I know wrestling, you crush it, dude. You were stoked
I do. I do a ton of wrestling vintage stuff, and as you know, I do the music too because I got you that sweet Pearl Jam shirt, and once in a while I'll find a bona fide Looney Tunes find, but I love vintage stuff, like 70s, 80s stuff. I love it, especially like the old T-shirts. But I'm finding it's few and far between now because it seems like the whole market is just like it's exploded. Like there's so many people doing it, but I mean I'm really happy because for the area I'm in Central California, the Goodwills and the Salvation Armies for the most part haven't gone like they haven't gone the way of the other Goodwills or Salvation Armies in terms of price. So I can still pick up shirts for $3.50, $4 and still turn around and make 20 even in the slow period right now. So, I mean, until they do a dramatic increase in price, I'm probably still going to be picking up a lot of clothing there.
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm not saying phase it out of your business. I'm just saying just watch the trending, what's going on here. I mean, trends happen, guys, and, the vintage stuff, it seems to trend higher, right? So don't give it up. I mean, Mike's been crushing it with freaking wrestling stuff, and I know a lot of you guys out there in the chat are, you might do some clothing. There's nothing wrong with that. In terms of the ultimate scale, what is it? Where's all the money? How to make it? I mean, you want my honest opinion? It's Amazon. I mean, you throw stuff in a box, send it over there, and you freaking collect a check, right? I mean,
and I think the better thing about Amazon too is you know exactly when you're getting paid and how much you're getting paid. You don't have to worry about the PayPal shenanigans or am I going to have enough money to pay this bill because only one of the items I sold was paid for, and I got an unpaid item dispute going on right now with 3 other ones. On Amazon, it's all top-notch. You know exactly what you're getting, and that's what I really like about that service.
I want to mention this really quick here. If you guys are seeing some craziness in the chat, all I ask is just flag it for spam. We run the show here. We want to provide nothing but content. We don't need interruptions. We have things we want to discuss, and we want to interact with all of you guys here. So just keep this in mind when you're watching them through live shows and you see chats that are like, oh my God, what's going on with this? It is what it is, and just be careful out there with what's going on because there's some craziness for sure. There's no doubt about it, and Like, Mike, if you can talk about something. Actually, Mike, can we show an item here? Because I gotta block some people here.
Yeah, sure. So, in keeping with the fact that I'm doing a lot more FBA than the clothing, I figured I'd show you one of the FBA things I've actually sold a bunch of times. It's this Best of Eddie Murphy from Saturday Night Live Uncensored VHS. I've found it multiple times for $1 at my local Goodwill. The case is in decent condition, but it's still commanding a high price used on FBA. I get anywhere from $30 to $35 a piece for these, depending on the condition. So that's my first item, and I'm actually surprisingly doing very well with VHS tapes on FBA. It was slow at the beginning, and now it's picking right up. I've even sold a Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen DVD.
I'm telling you, man, the freaking VHS, I can't explain it. Just, I would never neglect that area in the thrift store or at a garage sale. I mean, I've made some really killer money on VHSs over the years for sure, and they're easy to ship. I mean, you could stick a boat ton in a box, you know, and you wouldn't think that, you know, ranked 400,000, you'd be like, oh my God, that's never going to sell, and it gets checked in and it's gone within a day or two. You're like, what is up with this, you know? Let me show you guys, I'm going to show you guys 2 quick items here, because I had 4 items I want to talk about tonight really quick, and then I know you guys had 2. I want to provide content here. You know, we're moving forward. We have these Monday shows. We're going to have a lot of other cool stuff coming on, and you know, I'm happy to share as much as I can with everybody that's out there for sure, and I know Scott feels the same way, so does Mike. But I found so much good stuff the past week, guys, and since we didn't have a show last week, I'm like, man, I just got to double up here. But, dude, Scott, wait till you see this, dude. I saw this in the thrift store, and I was like, you got to be kidding me, dude. I walked right by it, and I did a double check. I said, hell no, dude.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Adidas Olympic T-shirt, right? The Stockholm one. If anybody follows vintage, the sweaters bring some serious buku money, right? This is totally 80s. You know, just amazing. It's worn, it's beat, it's vintage, it's just freaking cool. But you know what? You look on eBay for these or Etsy, it's a $50 bill. I mean, I wouldn't sell this thing for $45. Somebody's like, would you take $45? No, I'm not taking it. I'm not doing it. But I'll tell you what, and this was on a day that it was half off. Kim was with me, and we're looking around at this thrift store, and we were there. There was 30 minutes before they closed. We were busy the whole day, but I'm like, oh, we need to step over there. And it was just sitting there. And I'm like, man, this is the problem. With vintage, some people just ignore that. They don't even know. But if you can understand the vintage game and start looking up, just type in Adidas Olympic. I mean, it's freaking pretty nice. So I was stoked to find that for sure. Like I said, I'm gonna sell that on Etsy. I don't sell any vintage T-shirts on eBay. I got rid of that game a while ago. I'm doing really well on Etsy moving forward with that. So if you guys are asking that question there, that was my answer. But here's one here real quick, and then we'll get to some of their stuff. All right. You know, we just don't talk about 3 different subjects in this show, guys. We talk about, you know, different things. We're always talking about different items that we're reselling, and I think that you need to have all this information in your head. I'm not saying to be successful. You can crush it just doing one thing. But what I'm saying is, why not have this information? Why not pick up other items? I watch somebody like Golden Finger Picker. You never know what to expect when you watch his videos. He pulls out a vacuum 1 minute, dude, in the freaking airplane. It's like, dude, what? You know, he's a skilled person who's been doing this for a while, and he just knows what's unique, right? Now, some of you guys can be like, oh, I wouldn't have picked that up, or you wouldn't have even walked in the store, right? Okay, Ace Hardware. Look at these up, guys, all right? LED yellow lights, okay? People use them for bugs. People put them out in front of their house. There's that whole kind of rumor thing that if you use the yellow lights, the bugs don't show up. And this is an LED one, all right? MSRP on this is $29.99. I know you can't see that. Just so happened to be, it was Kim's birthday Friday, and her parents are moving. So we were at this Ace Hardware. I was helping them move a fridge or something. And I'm looking over, and there was this huge clearance section in an Ace Hardware. I'm like, you go deal with what you got to deal. I told her dad. I said, I'm going over here scanning. And I just was cleaning the house. I literally paid $3-4 for this. I mean, and it brings $30. It's ranked 447 overall on Amazon in the category. So, you know, if you're not looking outside the box when it comes to Amazon, you're not going to the Ace Hardwares, you're not even thinking of hardware or lighting, look into these guys. There's good money. But again, I would have never paid $30 for this because I wouldn't make any money. But on clearance, I would. And clearance is different in every store, in every state. If you're thinking, oh, well, it's on clearance at Target, so it's clearance across the board. Some products, yes, but some products like this, I mean, who's going to buy this? Now, maybe that I spewed it out and told the world, maybe, but think outside the box, man. There's all these other categories on Amazon that you can do tremendous things with, and this is ready to go, man. I just take this little sticker off, boop, barcode, and I bought like 10 of these, so I'm gonna turn like $30 literally into 300-400 immediately, like a jolt for sure. And just you got to get outside that comfort zone of, well, I just got to keep doing eBay. No, you don't have to. Start making the money any which way you can, whether you want to do video games, whether you want to sell clothing on Amazon, whether you want to do Etsy. I mean, as long as you're doing something. But if you're finding it out when you're going, oh my God, it's not making any money, change, figure out something, adapt. Look at all these other videos that are on YouTube, all the Facebook groups, what people are selling. All right, so who wants to show the next item, Mike?
I think it's Scott's turn to show an item.
Okay, yeah.
It's my turn. Okay, mine is going to segue into one of the later on topics, but I've been buying a lot of Star Wars stuff lately, and I wanted to show. This is part of a lot that I bought, but it's one of the vehicles from Star Wars, the Shadows of the Empire, and this whole set had a limited run. It's actually based off one of the Expanded Universe's novels. And it's vehicles and it's action figures based off the book. It was a limited run back in 96, 97. And this is just something that I've been buying up, investing in with anticipation of, fourth quarter for, the movies coming out on the 15th of December. It's not going to be a lot of toys, for Disney. Disney's going to push a lot of the movie stuff, but a lot of people like my age, Mike's age, we're going to want stuff from our childhood, for our children, you know what I'm saying? Our kids, be like, oh, man, it's for Christmas, let me go give my kids the original Millennium Falcon and Han Solo, not, 70-year-old Han Solo, So a lot of people are going to be looking at this new, older stuff, and they're going to want to get it. So that's just something to look at, when you're thinking about you're out and about, loose figures, Star Wars stuff, just look at it, because the stuff in the stores is going to be gone probably right after Black Friday, and you're not going to be able to find Star Wars probably till after Christmas. So just start looking at it now, and show something else real quick. I know some people know I'm into board games. This is one I'm about to sit in the FBA, but it's a old school Castle Risk combo. And it's pretty cool. I like it. Thought about keeping it because it is complete, super complete. Back and forth. And people love these old board games. I mean, some people think that, board games is passe because of video games, but people still have board game nights. Families, they bust them out. They'll play a game of Risk, Monopoly, whatever. And they like to buy them off Amazon. I'm sending this in Amazon because they trust the brand. They trust it's going to come complete. And if there's something wrong, they're not going to have to deal with any BS like a lot of times buyers have to deal with on eBay. So these are my two items.
That's awesome. Let me ask you about something, Scott, right? Board games, let's say you find a board game and you look on Amazon, it's not there. Do you just say, oh, yeah, it's not worth my time picking up? I mean, do you create new listings for board games? Because
I create new listings all the time. For action figures, for board games. I mean, it's so easy. You take a picture, you make the listing, bam, it's on there live. Some people, they say you have to promote it, blah blah blah. But no, if you have a good title, you have good bullet points and good keywords, it will show up in the Google search like instantly. Amazon stuff really shows up pretty fast when people Google it. And I make listings all the time, and I don't have any issue selling from stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't, board games, puzzles, some of the stuff that people just overlook. Plush is another one.
Plush, definitely.
I mean, guys, we're hitting this Q4 here. We're going to be talking about this soon here in a little bit in the show. But, I mean, if you're not finding these opportunities, or if you've neglected these opportunities, now is the time to really look at them, because I crushed it freaking every year with freaking, sorry, this dog's trying to break in, but I crush it all the time with these puzzles. I'm blown away with like Ravensburgers, any of these puzzles, even if they're used. Going back to what I was saying with Scott in terms of, you find something. I like to find items that are not on Amazon, believe it or not. right?
Yeah, I do too.
Obviously, I mean, I like to find things on Amazon for a profit, but if there's something and it's like a vintage board game and it's on Amazon, I'm like, hey, alrighty, because you know what? I create a listing. It doesn't take me that much time. I throw it out there, and I'm not paying for advertising on that. It just naturally goes in the search, like Scott said. I mean, it really is amazing, right? I mean, you wouldn't think board games, puzzles, plush, right, guys out there reselling. When you first started, did you think those things sold? I didn't think they did, honestly.
Yeah, and plush is, and that's another one you just brought up. Plush is it's so easy. I mean, like the shipping, it's so easy and it's so abundant. Anywhere you go, and you go to some of these WAN pegs, you could probably walk out with 200-300 plush, and not even spend $20. And to bring in, and they sell on Amazon all day, every day. I sold some plush today. It's crazy. It sells.
It really does. I mean, Disney plush sells like mad on there, guys. I mean, it really does. I would just recommend this, and I know we're getting a little ahead of ourselves here, but start looking at the plush, start getting that stuff over there, because I tell you what, you get enough stuff over at Amazon in Q4, you're going to start, it just clears out, and you're like, oh my gosh, I should have got more plush. I mean, that's how it goes. I mean, I'll take $50 for plush. I'll take 20, 30, 40. They move. I've talked about this before, like with Beanie Babies. Believe it or not, some of them sell for really good money, and they sell quick. All right, Mike, you got an item you want to show us, man? And what's your thoughts of puzzles, board games, and plush? Those things sell on Amazon, or are we just nuts?
Yeah, that stuff definitely sells. I sell a bunch of those board games and puzzles that I pick up. Generally, with me, I don't have the time because of everything else I'm doing to go through and make sure a game's complete. So unless it's sealed, I'm not picking it up at the moment. But they definitely sell.
Awesome.
This next item I'm going to show is something I actually showed you the other day. I actually just picked this up, and it's the Naked Lady mug.
This is an interesting thing. I think this is just a spectacular item to show everybody. Go ahead, Mike. Just talk about this thing, because I might want to buy it and flip it from you.
All right. So this thing we're stumped on because this is one of the few things where I could not figure out the date. I couldn't figure out if there was another one like it, but I could tell because of how the item is, because this whole thing is supposed to be brown, and basically the paint is just stuck in the crevice marks of the mug. And the whole paint on the bottom is gone, and there's no maker's mark or anything. And the woman is in like really good condition, except there's a couple chips on like the head and parts of the new body. But by the way the dirt is caked on here, and I tried just wiping it off with a rag like I would a normal mug, it won't come off, which tells me that there's age to it. And the way the face looks, it's completely different than other ones that we saw. So I'm thinking this thing is really old. We saw some that were manufactured in like the 70s, but they don't have the right look to them compared to this one. I'm thinking this is 50s, maybe 1950s, and I don't know.
And for the people that are watching right now, they're asking, is there any marks on the bottom of that? There's nothing.
No, it's all gone. That was all brown paint, like the sides, and like I said, the only paint left is in the crevice because it's so used. But yeah, there's no maker's mark, no nothing on the bottom, no indentation, no signature, no nothing. So that tells me there's a little bit of age to it. The dust or the dirt actually reaffirms that for me. This thing's in really good shape, barely any damage, just like really minor chips, like I said. And yeah, so I don't know what I'm gonna do with it yet, but I pick up cool stuff. I don't pick up, just stuff because I think I'm gonna sell it. I pick up stuff for the sake of just picking up stuff sometimes.
There's a comment right here from April. They were popping in the 30s too. I mean, we were looking at this the other night, and like, okay, there's some out there on eBay, and I think there's one on Etsy, but they're all just a little bit different than what he has. I mean, his looks like it's got some age to it. Some of them are dated like 1978 or 84 or something like that, but Yours
The
looks.
way the paint is on the woman's face, I can tell that it's much earlier than the 70s. And that's just something I know from experience doing this for such a long time. I know what some of these really, really vintage items will look like compared to some of the repops. So
Yeah. Cherry Vintage says 70s ceramic. Lush Production says if a mug is that used, is it really worth the investment? Now
absolutely.
Go ahead, Mike.
Absolutely, it's worth that kind of investment because, I mean, I dropped 50 cents for that, and I'm definitely going to make, like, well, let's just say I'll make 10 times my money, okay? Right there. So I make, what, like $2.50 or whatever? $5. I'm still way ahead, but no, I didn't pick it up because, it's good for making money or anything. I picked it up because of the look, man. You can just tell. If you've been doing this for a long time, you got the eye, and you can spot this. This thing was hidden on the bottom shelf of the coffee mugs at Salvation Army, and I saw that, and I was like, that thing's got some age to it. That thing is cool. I'm going to get it either for me or it's going to find a new home. But I mean, it's just cool stuff like that. I love finding cool vintage stuff like that.
Yeah, it was such an interesting piece because, I mean, there's people here saying 60s, 70s. I mean, I don't think it's from the 80s. I know that, right? The funny thing is about this story is we were looking at this and we were trying to find comparables, and there's one listing right now. I don't know if it's still up. It was $39 or $40 for this one, and it had what, Mike? 11 watchers. There was some interest in the mug.
Yeah, definitely. But
and the ones that were selling,
it wasn't as vintage as mine. There's people who collect mugs just like this, or from the era, from the timepiece. But I mean, there's some people who like stuff like this that's weathered and vintage, and like you saw, the paint is just in the crevices. The rest of the mug is completely worn away, but it's in really good condition.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if it was sitting there, if it was $3.99, I would have bought it. I mean, and then I'd be doing the homework. Like right now, I'm really thinking about buying it off Mike, and then buying. There's two other ones on eBay, and just saying, all right, this is pretty cool, unique. I want $75 for them. I think somebody realistically, if I put $75 or best offer on there, somebody give me 40, wouldn't they?
Yeah, I hope so.
Scott, would you have bought something like that, Scott? And first off, if you did buy it, how would you bring it home? Because I'd have to hide it from Kim. Kim would be like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah, I would definitely have to do that. But if I saw something like that, I would definitely have bought it. Because it's just like when you do this for so long, unique stuff just catches your eye instantly when you out and about, and you're compelled to buy it. It's one of the things that one of the things that just happen when you become a full-time reseller is you see so much shit every day, but the unique stuff stands out, and you be like, oh, I gotta have this.
Yeah, I just thought it looked really, really cool, so I had no problem snatching it for 50 cents.
Oh, yeah.
All right, for you guys who are watching this live or even on the replay, just tell us what you think this thing's worth. Just put your number out there. What do you think it would sell for? Because there's not that much data on these.
What you should do, Mike, take a picture of it, put it in the group.
Yeah, we'll put it in the group.
I will. I have it on my personal Facebook page. I'll just move those pictures over to the group and see.
Let's see what everybody thinks is worth.
But what's funny though? Like when I'm taking the pictures, if I do decide to sell it, I'm not going to clean it just to show like the age. I'm going to keep the dirt on there because it won't just wipe off, so it had to be on there for some period of time. So I just think it's a really cool find, and it's probably the coolest, like, I don't know, non-clothing find I've ever had.
Now, what would you do if you found a pair?
If I found a pair, I'd probably keep one for me, probably the chipped one, and sell the good one.
All right, people are saying $15 or less. They'd sell it for $15, $50, 35, 40 shipped. I'd be over 35 shipped on that. Yeah, $10.
If I send that to the East Coast, it's going to cost me like $8.99 to ship it priority. Are you kidding me? $5.40 ship? Get out of here.
I think it's a little more than 15. I mean, hell, you could sell a generic Disney mug for that.
I'd sell generic Harley Davidson mugs for like 30. So
everybody's saying 35, 35, 25. I'm just not a big fan. I mean, there's money in mugs for sure. There is money, but if you're paying $12 shipped on a mug, man, are you really making money?
Not really.
Scott, are you making money? $12 ship. Let's just go. Let's go for it. The Great Coffee Mug Debate 2.0. Here we go.
No.
It depends. It actually depends. If you're selling it for $12 shipped, where's it going? If you're in California and shipping it to California, it'll only cost you $5 to ship it.
Yeah.
What's the odds if you living on the West Coast is going to the West Coast?
It's happened to me twice. That's how I know the shipping thing. Everywhere else, it's been Florida, New York, and Pennsylvania, and it's $8.99 to ship the damn thing.
Exactly.
It's funny. That was funny. All right, but even if you're trying to say, well, I'm only going to sell to the East Coast people, right, or the West Coast. I mean, shipping a mug, I mean, there's money in it for sure, man. That was just funny too.
I mean, the thing you also have to keep in consideration with the mugs, no matter what anybody tells you, do not ship them in a manila envelope because they will break. Make sure you get a decent box, wrap them with bubble wrap, and make sure you do the drop test to make sure that that thing is not moving around.
What do they call those? Fu Manchus? Somebody out there just coined a phrase for this, you know, like a FOMO or something. Where they package mugs? I don't know. Maybe am I smoking something? Wait, what? There's a name for like shipping mugs in like a mailer, like a FOMO. I mean, you guys out there know what I'm talking about? FOMAD or something? I'm like, I saw it the first time. I'm like, what is this?
I saw someone on TV hit one of those with a golf club. I don't know if the mug survived.
Oh, well, maybe I'm something wrong with me, but I heard somebody say it was called FOMO or FOMAD, or I'm like, what the? In a box. What? Okay. If I bought a mug on eBay and it came in a priority flat rate envelope, I would be pissed. I really would. Just like a freaking not even a padded envelope. I mean, can you imagine getting a freaking coffee mug in a flat rate envelope that's not padded and it actually made it? FOMO. There it is. Tom Badley. He says, and it works for me, right? FOMO. I'm telling you, main picker, FOMO. So
I don't know. That'll just drive me batty. That and putting hats in mailers. Those are the two things.
And that happened to me too. I got a hat last week in a manila envelope with no padding or anything, and it was a vintage hat, and I was so pissed because it's all smashed now. Why not just take the time and spend the extra 60 cents and buy a damn box? You don't need bubble wrap to put a hat in there. Just throw the hat in the box, ship it. Then you're all good, man. I mean, seriously, come on.
Just FOMO that bad boy. I mean, it looks like it came from the Thrift Hunters. I believe that's that Jason T. Smith guy that does the. He was on the TV show. I know he's got a channel on YouTube for sure. Yeah, FOMO. I don't know if I'm a FOMO guy, man. I can't. I mean, I understand wrapping things and wrapping glass. It's something I wouldn't mess with. I just throw it in the box and be done with it for sure. Somebody says God's fave here. Starbucks mugs and Amazon. Yep, they do sell. They sell. Mugs sell, guys. Global Voodoo doesn't. He's not a FOMO guy. I mean, are you guys FOMOs?
No, a 6x6x6 box is your friend.
I like my customers to think that I'm a competent professional when it comes to shipping. That with all my feedback comes the experience of knowing how to ship something right, and presentation is key with everything.
Yeah, I think and there's people saying it's worked for them. They've never had a problem. That's awesome. That's just incredible.
Yeah, that's cool.
I mean, we're not here to tell you how to change or don't ship something. Me personally, I wouldn't do that. That's just my golden rule. I'd want to make sure it's safer in a box. But if FOMO works, the FOMO works.
I mean, you got to deal with enough of these BS returns on clothing and stuff, and why add to it by even making that kind of situation present by sending it in an envelope? You know what I mean? You're adding more pressure to yourself. But if it works for you, that's great.
Yeah.
It's just something for me. I like using a box because I can just pack that thing tight, and I know for a fact if I can. I just sent one to Sri Lanka, and it got there in one piece. So if I can do that, I have mad confidence in my shipping skills. So.
And first off, I mean, all right, I need to learn more about the FOMOs, but I'll never do a FOMO. But for you guys in the chat right now that are talking about the FOMOs and how great it is, are you spending 39 minutes FOMOing a mug? Because if that's what you're doing, that could be not time productive. But again, I'm not bashing anybody who does FOMOs. I mean, we are pro no FOMO or pro FOMO, whatever it is. But hashtag FOMO, right, Kim? I mean, I don't know. I mean, anyway, I wouldn't ship a mug that way. Let's move on to the next topic here. All right, guys, Q4, right? Actually, wait a minute. Did I show my item? I didn't show my other 2 items. Let me back up a second here. Sorry. A little off base. I'm a little excited here today, guys. You know, it was a drama day in the freaking Facebook groups, and everybody's like, oh, and I'm just like, okay. Anyway.
What are you talking about? I was in bed all day.
Yeah, me too. Anyway, all right, guys. So for you guys, I mean, I'm selling a lot of video games, guys, on Amazon. I'm doing really, really well with them. A lot of people say, oh, Sega Genesis, there's no money on Amazon with Sega Genesis. Yeah, you might want to take a look, right? Certain games, yeah, there's $0. There's no opportunity here, but some games there's good money, and it's not like this game is like a huge home run or, oh, I just made $1,000. But it's interesting when you find these games because I pick them up. Now, excuse me, this one was $1 at my thrift store, and all I had to do was look at my smartphone and just click a button or two, and I looked it up. It's Trey Asia for the Genesis. This is an $18 bill. I know they don't make $18 bills, but it's a $20 bill. It sells for $20, and you get about $16 to $18 back on Amazon, depending on condition for sure. The ranks are really nice, and video games are on the rise, guys. And you know, obviously the Nintendos, the N64, Super Nintendo, there's money in there for sure. But I think a lot of people overlook some of the Genesis games. So if I was at the garage sale and there was a big box of Genesis games, I'd be digging in there, freaking hands deep, right, elbows in.
You know where I used to hit home runs with those Genesis games, though? Like, on the real, like, when I was living in Utah, they have this place called Deseret Industries, which I don't know if everybody's heard about, but they're making their way to the West Coast and stuff. I got, like, 30, like, Genesis games for, like, $1 a piece over there, complete, in the case with the booklet. And, I mean, like, I couldn't believe it. So, I mean, the deals are out there, guys.
They sure are. I mean, Desert Industries, it's a sleeper out here in Phoenix. I know some of you guys follow me. You're in Phoenix too. You know, it's just this stuff's out there. I mean, but Desert Industries, I remember going the first time because they didn't have that in Illinois. I remember going there, and another YouTuber told me about this. So I walked in there, and after he told me where the place was, I'm like, dude, thanks for the honey hole, bro. I'm there at 6 in the morning, right? And I'm sitting in my car, and I pulled up, and I'm the first one in, right? And I just they wheel out this cart, and there's I picked up Bad Fur Day in the N64. I got all the Mario games, dude, and they were marked $2. And I was like, thank you. And I'm walking around the store, and I find an 85 Huey Lewis shirt. I'm finding all this amazing stuff. And I'm like, thank you so much, you know, for the tip, because I would have never known for sure. There's a question here about video games in terms of, do we photograph them? Yes. I photograph every video game. What's your guys' thoughts?
Absolutely. I tend to photograph a lot more stuff used for FBA just so there's no question, you know, especially if it's a higher value item. That way someone can't turn around and say, oh, hey, this isn't, you know, what you said it was in the description, but there's like 4 pictures there with it, so I think you're wrong. Sorry.
Yeah, Mike, you don't live in Utah, did you? You used to live there.
I did live in southern Utah for a little bit. I loved it. St. George, Utah is the spot if you want to get away and just, it's really cool.
For sure, yeah. Super appreciate all you guys watching us tonight. There's over 150 guys. Amazing. For sure, again, if it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't be doing the show. So as long as there's interest and you like hearing what we are rambling about every Monday, but again, if you just go over there and just hit the like button, just thumb it up, just tell us good or bad. If you don't like it, dislike it, right? At least just having some common courtesy and tell us, hey, you guys suck or you guys rock or whatever it is, or room for improvement. But you know, I think we're talking about the video games. I mean, Scott, is there truly good money to be made on sniping video games?
Yeah, it is. It's wide open right now. The video games is really like the Wild Wild West. I mean, of course, you mostly are competing with, if you're just, you know, a solo crew, you're mostly competing with a lot of big-time sellers that snipe off of eBay. But if you can get your stuff for your price, you know, and sell it on Amazon, it's money to be made, and it's continuously over and over and over again. Can you get rich doing it? You know, I don't know, but you can make good money every day because they sell every day, consistently, every day, every day. And as far as the pictures go, me personally, yeah, I take pictures of every video game. Actually, I take pictures of anything I sell used because to me, I don't know, just my experience. Like I've been doing FBA for 2 years, and a picture on a used item, you can demand a higher price than everybody else, and you'll get it because people still like to see the item, and a lot of people just skip on that, like, oh, I don't have time, blah blah blah, whatever. But something I sell, I mean, just something random like a blender. I could sell a used blender for $100 if I got a picture for it, where everybody else is selling for 65. You just have to just take the extra step. I take the extra step to do it. So but that's just my 2 cents.
I think it makes a huge difference in the listings on Amazon, and that's what I love about Amazon. They just say, hey, you know what? Fight for it. Fight for the buy box, right? And if you
those books that we just bought, and they all had crappy pictures.
Oh yeah. Oh, perfect example. Kim's talking here. We bought a bunch of these. I don't even remember what the name of them. What were they called? Munch Bunch books, and I still have some of them over at Amazon. First off, there was some of these books were actually right 2-3 million, believe it or not, and there was actually no picture on Amazon for these books, or the picture was garbage. This is that, and we found ours in they were almost mint condition. And I just said, you know what? I took photos of them all. Didn't take me that long. Threw them in there. Once that shipment got checked in, and we sent in, I think, 60 of them. I think what you had was 60. There was a bow ton. And 9 went right to pending. Boom. And I think it's the pictures, guys. It makes a huge difference. You got to remember, right? It's a visual thing, too, on Amazon, right? Yeah, there's impulse buyers where they go, oh, I got to click it and buy it, and this is where it is. They don't care where it comes from. Used, buy a box, new, buy a box. But it's the pictures, especially when you get into collectible stuff like board games, and I see somebody was talking about handheld games. All this stuff, just take the extra effort. And again, remember, here's the other key. Take that photo. Now you have a photo for multi-channel fulfillment. Okay? Listen to me. All right? That's your takeaway tonight. You send the inventory to Amazon, and you have the photo that goes with your listing, and it's on Amazon as this used product. You can just take your photo that you already did once and throw it on eBay for a higher price, obviously, or maybe a little bit of a lower price if you want to move it, and do the multi-channel fulfillment. That's what it is. I see there's Golden Finger Picker that's in the chat here. He's another good reseller that's out there, guys. There's a lot of you guys resellers that are on YouTube that make great content for sure. Everybody's got their own little niche, their own little corner, their own different thing here, and it's just awesome to see. Now there's Northern Picker in here. There's Phoenix Picker, Janet. Again, all of you guys that are coming here, we really super appreciate.
What's up, everybody?
Big fun here tonight, and I gotta step out for 1 second, guys, really quick, because I need a smoke. When Mike disappears, he needs a smoke. But there was an interesting couple topics that we want to talk about here today, and one is and I'm gonna pass it to you, Mike, and maybe you and Scott can discuss this. You guys in the chat. The divorce, Mike. The divorce.
The big divorce in Silicon Valley. eBay and PayPal. I think PayPal got the better of the deal because they don't have to pay eBay any alimony, and they get to grow. So.
Yeah, I do think that PayPal is going to come out as the winner in this because, they're not tied to eBay anymore. They can expand their business. Maybe they'll give a little more competitive fees to sellers. Maybe people that want to use their platform on their websites. And maybe Amazon will start taking PayPal. Maybe.
That's what I'm thinking. But I mean, the cool thing is, you see, even before the split happened, places like Etsy are taking PayPal, and you see PayPal. The way PayPal is revolutionary now with some of these businesses, where you can just walk in with a PayPal account with your phone number and your password and pay for stuff. You don't even need the debit card. You don't need anything. You can just walk right in and pay with your phone number, which is awesome.
And I remember we talked about it on a private hangout about how a few years ago PayPal was just the worst company on the planet. And how people everybody has if you've been selling on eBay for a long time, you have at least one PayPal horror story. But those instances now are so rare. PayPal is their customer service is excellent. They take care of issues fast. I really don't like the extended the extended returns that contradicts what eBay does. But I think I liked it. I love the app for my phone. You know, where you could pay for stuff like you said with the PayPal through my phone. I
Dude,
like
that saved me so many times because like I'd be waiting on the PayPal debit card to come in, or I misplaced it or something. I could still go to Home Depot or Office Depot and still wind up buying stuff if I needed it, like shipping supplies, and not needing the card, just my phone number, and I'm good to go. So
yeah, it's awesome.
that's how I got my last digital camera too. Like, dropped like $90 right there with my phone number, nothing else. So they definitely.
It's something else I've noticed. There's a lot of little, like in my area, it's a lot of small businesses that you can just do it with too. Like most people don't carry a lot of cash on now. Like I go to the farmers market, and a lot of people at the farmers market, you take the PayPal right there. You know, it's just set up for them to just take it. So it's pretty cool. You know, I like the direction it's going in. Hopefully eBay can catch up, man, and get step up their game. You know, I saw they just made it even more difficult for sellers again with another added defect. But
yeah, so, did you get your package by this date that we should be looking at our own tracking to figure out if you got it or not?
They added another obstacle, another hoop for sellers to jump through. And but this PayPal thing is gonna change, and they're gonna compete. And I really would like Amazon to work with PayPal. You know, it'll be awesome.
Yeah, me too. The one thing that I did notice though, eBay being PayPal's anchor, pretty much dragging them down, so they couldn't help them grow. It looks like they're saying eBay may be like on the market for some big corporation like a Walmart or a Best Buy to acquire, or they're saying the best scenario is that someone like Alibaba comes in and buys them, even for their $30 billion evaluation. They said their chances for takeover are huge now because PayPal and them are separate.
Kim wants to add something. Do you guys mind?
Yeah.
No,
you gotta get the camera.
Oh, okay.
There she is.
So,
Jump on your side. Jump on it. Why are you making it there.
So you guys were talking about all the different places that we're taking PayPal now. The Dollar General store takes PayPal, Toys R Us, Victoria's Secret. One of the great things that I'm loving right now about shopping online is I can just put in the PayPal information now. It's not just solely eBay. I love that I can say, hey Mike, how much you got in the PayPal account, babe, because I'm doing some shopping, and I absolutely love that so many places are taking PayPal now.
Yeah.
And even going into the store, like I just went to the
Dollar. Just enter your email address.
I just went to the Dollar General earlier, and I didn't, but I could have just used the PayPal account, right there. I could just, it says, do you want to use PayPal or credit or whatever, and so I think that's really awesome. You don't have to necessarily have the card on you, I think, Mike, you were saying that you don't necessarily have to have the card on you. You can just go, okay.
And,
so I just
and
wanted to add that. That's cool that so many places are taking it now.
PayPal's not to be reckoned with, right? I mean, the same with eBay. As Chad, I see Chad in the comments. eBay's not going away for sure. No way is eBay going away. If eBay's going away, we're all
Alibaba's ass, Chad, because they're buying eBay.
I don't think eBay is leaving. I just think they need to just evolve a little more.
They're getting bought. They're
gonna get bought. eBay is a fixture on the internet like Google. They're not gonna ever go anywhere. So.
Honestly, there are perfect comment tonight from Lush Productions. eBay has a soul, right? And it's always going to be there online. Period. They've instilled it for almost. How many years has it been? My gosh, people know just to go to eBay. And there are certain buyers that go there, and there are certain sellers that want to stay there. Can you crush it on eBay? Yes, you can, right? Yes, you can. What about Bitcoin? I don't want to talk about Bitcoin, but it's one of those things where, man, there is a separation here. There is a divorce. What's going to happen, right?
The one bad thing about this whole thing, and I didn't get to mention this, the doofus CEO of eBay, John Donahoe, has stepped down as of today, I believe, because of the divorce. And he's now on the board of PayPal. So as much as I love PayPal and am praising PayPal, this guy is a complete doofus, and I don't trust him with my money in PayPal.
Yeah, I mean, the guy, unless he wants to come on the show here and talk about it, I mean, this show's welcome to any guest, right? I mean,
Yeah,
there's no
right.
discrimination here, right? I mean, yeah, there's some shenanigans, but
Well, I mean, you guys heard the private phone calls I had with the eBay reps, man. I couldn't get anywhere with his office or his secretaries or anything, so I doubt he'd be willing to come on. But hey, open invitation, John Donahoe.
yeah, I think it's important for us to talk about it because there is that split, there is that divorce, and what's going to come out of it? There was a really comment here. I had no idea what this was, and we could talk about this. It's the did the item arrive on time thing now that the buyers on eBay have the opportunity to say, no, it did not. And will that affect our DSR ratings? This is new to me today.
Well, that's interesting because then what is considered on time by their estimated
estimated time? Because
what if there's a snowstorm and then
tough shit? You should have been there. That's eBay's back to buyers, Kim.
Well, I'm just saying, like that's not. I don't really think that's fair at all.
Yeah. Hey, Chad's sitting here with some eBay love, dude. Let's get Chad in the show next week. Chad was one of the founding members on the show, the first episode. So yeah, we'd love to have Chad on here. We're not here to just bash eBay, guys. There's great money to be there, but
I made money on eBay tonight. I'm not going to bash them. I just get very frustrated when they have customer service reps who don't use their program or know their system say, it'll be okay 50,000 times during a phone call. It really pisses me off.
I mean, I think by adding this new little option, I mean, I haven't looked into this, guys. This was news to me when I jumped on the show here, and I think it was Matthew Dresner who posted this in the group. What's our thoughts? And this was news to me. Because honestly, when I buy stuff on eBay, I know this sounds really shitty, but I don't leave feedback unless it's negative. Sorry. I just don't. Because I buy so much stuff.
I'm pretty much screwed on this because, like I was telling you guys before we went live, my normal mail carrier is awesome. She's a sweetheart. She scans everything immediately, picks everything up on, in a timely manner. Everything goes out. She's been gone the last few days, and I've requested the pickups, and this substitute has blatantly just skipped my house, not picked up packages. Today he left them in the mailbox instead of picking them up, and just shoved the mail on top of them. And, the post office called me and said, call us if there's any kind of issue, and I can't get through to them. So I think this other seller bullshit that they're putting on eBay to try and hurt us even more is just going to cause more strife, and when they get taken over by one of these bigger companies, they're going to eliminate the people who came up with this stupid garbage, I hope.
Yeah, and going back to this, did it deliver on time? You know how people are on eBay? No, it wasn't, and it could have been. I mean, it could have literally been delivered on time, and somebody says, no, it wasn't. Strike. Right? I guarantee they're rolling this out as a beta test, and eventually it will be part of some new DSR thing. Did your item arrive on time? Listen, it's the internet, folks. It's 2015. People lie, they cheat, they freaking call you out, they say all types of shit. People aren't always honest. It's crazy. But I think that by having just another little subcategory over there, it just gives, again, it's a buyer's world over there. It's not a seller's world. They do not care, right? Trust me, best thing you should do is get on Periscope and watch these things because they have this weekly show that comes out on Periscope. I know, Scott, you watch it. Mm-hmm. And it's fucking shenanigans, dude, isn't it? Dude, we hear some of us go in that when they're on Periscope and we're asking the truth. Hey, dude, you want to answer this? And the spokesperson's like, yeah, I don't know, dude. I understand there's spokespeople for everything, but if you're going to put yourself...
I'll say it right here, man. Griff is a tool bag. He's not a tool. He's the bag that all the tools go in.
Yeah.
Okay. Griff is just an extension of what the PR at eBay want to say. I'm sure he has opinions, but he'll never say them in public. His
opinions don't pay for his house, man.
His opinions don't pay the bills. He's there to be the public face of eBay to the sellers. That's what he's there for.
Yeah. Last week he was sitting there.
Take it as it is.
Last week he was talking about, I sold 2 things on eBay. eBay is not dead. And he said that. I was like, dude, I would be broke living in the street if I only sold 2 things on eBay. And that's what I put. And sometimes they engage with me on Periscope. Sometimes they don't, right? But a lot more people are going on there going, hey, dude, what's up with eBay? And then there's the people that just go, love eBay. It's like a shenanigan video, Scott, when you make them with the Lego people. Everything is awesome. And it's just like a tune. But again, guys, we're not bashing eBay. We're just trying to figure this out. We're trying to give just something back at all this, and You know, at the end of the day, I mean, it is what it is. We're just a bunch of resellers. Who cares about us, right?
Yeah, exactly. They're making their money. Why would they give a shit about us?
Yeah. Toys R Us, I mean, Toys R Us is free to do whatever, right? They got like 10,000 negatives in 1 month, but hey, that's okay. It's Toys R Us. Anyway, that's another topic for another show for sure. All right, guys, there's a lot of you guys watching for sure. This is amazing. Again, appreciate all you guys watching for sure. You know, we want to. Yeah, I'll say for sure again, Cam. For sure. For sure is a good word. Okay.
You don't live in California.
For sure.
For sure, man.
For sure. All right, so Cam, I'm just not gonna talk anymore. I'm done. I'm crying. I'm gonna go post on Facebook and whine. I'm done. They hurt my feelings.
Oh God.
Oh God.
Let's not go there.
For sure, man. Yeah, man. All right. Anyway. All right. So I wanted to show this other item, and if we have another topic, we could talk about that. Yeah. Well, here, while we're doing that, think about this. It's a question from Chad. What is a reseller? Well, we're thinking about that. Some of you might not know, but some of these NCA games that are out there, I was at a used bookstore, and there was a clearance aisle, and they had all these used NCA games for the PlayStation 3. And you could see I paid $2, and it was half off that. It was like $1. Well, sorry, guys, there's some light issues, but $30 on Amazon, right? New. It's sealed. You know, I mean, sometimes you just got to go around your neighborhood or go into another city and find out there are opportunities. And you would just never think, you know, EA Sports games, majority of them, 98% of them are worthless. Some of them bring coin. This isn't one of the killer ones, but $30, new, sealed, even used is $15.
Well, I mean, that's kind of like the time I went to Salvation Army and got there right when they put out all those Blu-ray and box sets for like $2 a piece, and I just took all of them. Oh, I made so much money with them.
Is it just appropriate to say it now for sure?
For sure.
For sure, right? Yeah. I mean, you know, there's all these opportunities out there, all these different products, and, you know, I think that's why I love doing the show on here is that we talk about all different types of things, and we're just not talking about 3 things that put you to sleep. I mean, at least I hope not. I mean, if you guys are watching these shows to fall asleep to, okay, I guess that's cool. Keep doing it, I guess. But you know, we're trying hard here, and we try to just you know, kick it up a notch.
How can you fall asleep with the charisma on this panel?
I know. Right?
Jeez.
You never know what we're gonna say. I bet there was a lot of people out there when I said divorce, people were thinking something else. They were probably like, "Oh my God, it's coming." And it's not coming.
It's like it's been like I've been getting heat for one of my wrestling videos today, and like this is the reselling community, so I don't know what to make of it. Up is down, black is white. I don't know.
It's Bizarro World.
It is. It's like the Twilight Zone today.
But what is a reseller?
Yeah, good question. I can answer it.
I can answer it.
All right, answer first, Scott, and then we'll see how different our answers are.
I think this is somebody that, you know, finds something for a profit and flips it. I think as a reseller is like a label as a reseller is like the entry level of what you consider whatever we do. You know what I'm saying? Is you buy something and flip it. You know, and in real life, we're small business owners and we're entrepreneurs. That's what we really are. Mm-hmm. When, the term reseller is so vague. I mean, we all have other things going on. You know, we make work. We do eBay. We do Amazon. You know, I have things going on locally. You know, I buy things to make money off of. But at the end of the day, I have a business license. I pay my taxes. And you know, you're an entrepreneur. You know, you're not just a reseller. You know.
Yeah, I mean, the way I look at a reseller is you're buying something for a set price to turn around and flip it for a profit, regardless of what it is. If it's, you know, DVDs, if it's brand new, or if it's used, right? And, you know, and then I go even a step further from that. And what's a picker? I think it's kind of the same thing, but, you know, the picker is looking for certain things, right? Maybe vintage, maybe antique. Either or, I think there's. And now in today's society, I mean, there's different terms of both of those from 10 years ago. Now I think it's combined as 2, right? But I still think at the end of the day, it's still labeled as a business owner, an entrepreneur, somebody who's just making a buck, right? Who's trying to profit from things. And same with retail arbitrage. You can throw all these names in there. You know, I mean, if somebody asks me, what do you do, Mike? I'd say, hey, I'm an entrepreneur that buys and resells online. That's it. That's it.
That's what I say. I'm just an entrepreneur that buy and sell stuff online.
That's where I'm at, and
When people ask me, I say I go out and have fun every day.
That too.
I get to look through all this crap and find treasure. I'm a treasure hunter. That's what I am.
Treasure hunter. Yeah, I mean, we do find treasures that we bring to the market, and people pay for it, right? Whether it's a naked woman in a coffee mug or it's some stupid video game that I have, all these different things that we always talk about sell over and over and over. And I just, at the end of the day, it's just a lifestyle. Some people are made for this, some people aren't. Again,
it's really easy to get burnt out doing this kind of stuff too. Yeah. It really is. So you need to pace yourself.
Good advice.
I think that's a good tip thing you said. It's a lifestyle. I mean, yeah, you could do it part time, but I think if you're gonna go full bore, balls to the wall, and be full time, it has to be a lifestyle. You can't halfway do it. You have to fully embrace all of this.
I mean, like I said, I've been in bed all weekend, yet I still managed to put together a full FBA order. So exactly. You have to be able to sacrifice to, get the job done. Because you're working for yourself. It's not like you have a boss paying you every 2 weeks. If you don't work, you don't get paid, and you can't pay the bills. And that's the bottom line.
And I think all of us, that have been doing this for a while, understand that if you don't put the time in and then the sales don't come, well, that's the reason why. I mean, it's that old saying of keep on listing. It does work. But at the end of the day, I mean, you can go at your pace, whether you're part-time at this, maybe you only want to do this 5 hours a week, or you want to go full-time, right? We can get in that whole conversation about full-time. When's the best time to go? There's really there's no answer. There's no direction for that. And, that's the most difficult thing to answer. When do I know when I'm ready to go full-time? Well, I guess
you have enough money in the bank to back you up in case things go sour.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but it's different things. Some people, it's like, like I said when I was talking earlier, it's like you're just I'm just part time, and then next thing you know, like, oh, I got to sell on eBay to pay the rent. It can happen as quickly as that. So I mean, it's different situations for it. Hopefully nobody ever has to experience that.
I've been in that situation. That happened to me.
And, I mean, yeah, it has happened to a lot of people I know, and that is the roughest way to start off.
Yeah. I mean, but you adapt. Either you adapt or you end up homeless, and that's how it goes. So you learn real quick how to get this stuff done.
Yeah. Let me address something really quick here, guys. There was over 174 people before I just said that out of my mouth, and I really appreciate all you guys watching here. Do me a favor and hit the like button, because we've got to hit again with the Fiverr, right? There's certain people in this industry that are like, oh no, let me just Fiverr them 100 dislikes, right? See, again, it doesn't matter to me. I look at that and go, whatever, right? There's 100 dislikes in this video right now. Oh my God, I'm going away. Global Voodoo doesn't #fucking go away, right? We're here. This is called Crushing the Competition. This is now called Resellers Roundtable, Crushing the Competition. So if you enjoy this content and you want more of this, I need you to bump this up and hit the likes and go from there, all right? We are above and beyond dealing with the shenanigans that's online, and people are going to be moving forward with this, disliking this. All I'm going to say is this, and I'm just going to say it one freaking time here. This show, period, mark it right now to everybody that's listening, will have more followers and watchers moving forward, okay? Done. If you think you know your shit and you think you know this and know that, go out there and get 178 live viewers right now. Moving forward. Today is what? July 20th. There's my rant. Again, if you like what you hear, hit the like button. If not, there's shenanigans going on and we can't control it. Last topic for tonight is this, okay? And it is Amazon FBA, right? We should be preparing for this. We should be it's almost the end of July here, people, and that means get stuff flowing, get stuff going over there, right? Start building a bankroll. Scott, you're in my Pick for Profit group, man, and you know what I talk about and what I preach about. But regardless of all that, what's your thoughts here right now? Should you even be worried about Amazon? I mean, should this be on the back of your mind? I mean, is there true money to be made in Amazon? What's up?
Yeah, it's because it's that time of the year where this game time is about to be on. It's past the halfway point in the year. You should have your picking fund ready. Should be thinking about your strategies. Checking your inventory levels, and yeah, I mean it's Amazon becomes like the wild, wild west from about November to the end of January. And I know people are like, oh, I know toys sell. But yeah, everything sells during that time of the year. I'm talking about books, vacuum cleaners, filters, fucking mops. People are just shopping online consistently for that time of year. And you want to be in a position where you can take advantage of get some of that money. I mean, the reality of it. I mean, you need to have. If you want to play the game, you need capital for it. You need the capital, and you need to be getting ready. I mean, it's not too late. You still got a long time to go. Not a long time, but it's something that, like, even with Mike and us, and this in a little tight circle, we start planning for it January 1st, right after Christmas. We start planning for the next fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Immediately.
And I mean, I'm planning all year with the shipments I send in. Not all of them do I expect to sell right away, but I know come Q4 this stuff's going to be flying, and I don't want to have to merchant fulfill every single item. So it's cool with me to just keep sending it in. At least one order a week to FBA, just so it's stocked up, and then I'm ready to roll once Q4 hits.
Yeah, for everybody that's listening to us here live and maybe on the replay, maybe this is your first go around with Amazon, and you're going to hear throughout all the groups of everybody crushing it and doing this, and then again going back to what we first started when we launched this broadcast here, of the people sharing these screen shares of 5.2 million. Regardless of all that, guys, there's money to be made for sure, and just remember, I know there's money in the toys, right? Q4. Merchants full of toys, okay? But you get all the other stuff there, all the stuff we talked about, the VCRs, the electronics, the puzzles, the board games, the DVDs, the video games. I'm telling you guys, eBay's great. You know what? Build your bankroll over there. Take that money, move into Amazon, find out what we were talking about, and you will sell 100 items before you sell 3 on eBay and make a shit ton of money. But you can't do that unless you put yourself in that environment. And don't ever be frustrated and say, oh, man, everybody else around me is winning. No, this is your pace. This isn't about, oh, well, you only made $2,000 a month. You're unacceptable. My vision. No. As long as you're profiting and you're happy, go at your pace, okay? Go at your pace and forget what everybody else thinks. Last time I checked, does anybody come over and pay your bills? Does anybody give a shit about you, right? What do you think this whole channel's been brought up to do, right? There's a lot of stuff going on out there. There's a lot of craziness. And we do this show, and we've tried our best to provide content, value, and at the end of the day, no shenanigans, right? And we are telling you right now, start an Amazon business. Go out there and start selling 15 items so you can be approved to sell, the toys, merchant fulfilled. Oh my God, you can crush it in one day. You can talk about making 10 grand. You want to make 10 grand in one day, but you can't make 10 grand if you only have $20 in your pocket. Save, build these systems, right? Save this money, man. I mean, trust me. I don't come out here to scam people, lie to people. I tell you from my heart, and I think all these guys agree with me, our passion is, one, reselling, and our other passion is helping people. That's it. There's no other.
Yeah, it's really funny because I've seen a lot of people say, oh, man, this Amazon thing looks like it's too good to be true, but, I have the money in my bank account to prove that, it's a proven system, and Amazon FBA is awesome. So...
And I saw Chad said that you could lose your ass or your shirt during quarter 4. Yeah, that's definitely true.
Sure.
But that happens because people don't run it like a business. You can't just go buy a 3 or 4 shelves of bullshit and then say everything sells on Amazon. It's like a business. You do your research, you make smart investments. We're not talking about going to scan aisles of toys and buying all the toys. We're talking about making smart investments with your money, doing the research, and then making smart buys. You could lose everything by being dumb. Seriously, just by following stupid stuff and just going to buy anything you see could make $1 profit. So
yeah, let's really distill that, because that is the truth. I mean, you can go belly up like that with Amazon if you're listening to the wrong people, all right? Or if this is your first go-around. Honestly, guys, I'm telling you, you could be in serious trouble. I think we've seen this on YouTube with certain people. They've just gotten in too much trouble, and they bailed. But you got to be smart, and I don't think I've ever guided anybody in the wrong direction when it comes to Amazon FBA. I tell people that when they're starting off, hit the thrift stores, right? Just like you would be doing eBay, right? I mean, go out there and find these little gems, these little nuggets, throw them out there, right? And turn your 5,000 into 30,000. It could be done, but you got to be careful because you can lose your pants like that. I think you can lose your pants more quicker on Amazon than you would eBay as a newbie.
I think you could too, because it could take one bad buy and a string of returns to just ruin you. You'll be done instantly.
Yeah, I mean, what's your overall thoughts, Mike? I mean, in terms of risk versus reward. I mean, and then all the jumbo information that's out there. I mean, where do you tell somebody where's the gold mine?
What, for FBA?
Yeah, I mean, Q4, you could literally lose your ass, right? I mean, if you went out to Target and bought everything, let's say you bought all the Minions and you bought all the Ninja Turtles in 2015, and you're just like, hey, I'm gonna crush it. You could lose your ass. There's a lot of other people doing that too.
Yeah, you definitely could. I mean, the same thing with the wrestling figures. The way that they're priced and everything, and now they're getting so competitive on Amazon even now before we even get into Q4, like it just keeps dropping and dropping and dropping. And with the new series that are coming out, I don't see it, reaching back to that level on there. But yeah, you definitely have to be careful. I'm not gonna waste a whole lot of money on something if I don't have a proof of concept with it that it'll actually sell. There's tons of stuff that's ranked, but not every seller actually sells their items, So if I send something in, I like to do a test run before I send every single one of them in.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's better safe than sorry. And, you always have a return policy. So why not take advantage of like the 30 days or even the 60 or 90 days during the holidays, send in a few, see if it sells, and if not, just go back and return it. Don't just send everything in at once because it's bad news waiting to happen.
It could be a major mistake, all right? I mean, nobody wants to do the walk of shame when it comes to returns. Nobody does. Trust me. No. I've done it plenty of times, and it's just part of the business. But, for me, you go out there, you see a deal, and you go, okay, cool. You send a couple in, right? I'm not going to clear a shelf until I see it's worked, right? And sometimes you're in a scenario where it's like you just have to make the decision now to buy it all, like I think what Mike Nagel was saying. Hold on to some, right? Because if it fails, you can bring it back, and then you got cash flow that you can use for something else, some other product. But, you could be really in a trap, guys, with this Amazon stuff in terms of just freaking getting buried. And next thing you know, you dropped $5,000, and you thought it was going to flip to 9 immediately once it got checked in, and then it went south, right? There are people with different margins and different ideas of how they run their business. So do you want to play that game? No. I would never tell anybody to do that, ever. I would never tell anybody just to invest it all in one little product, whether it's private label or anything of that nature. When it comes to one ASIN or two ASINs, I would say, dude, you got to go wide, man. You got to go wide. There's other opportunities. Go fucking, excuse my language, go find 500 NES games and crush it, because there won't be that much competition as you guys might think compared to an Elmo doll or the new freaking sewer layer that's at Toys R Us, right?
I mean, the other thing I just wanted to jump in and say is the other thing is you're not getting the most bang for your buck if you're clearing shelves off doing retail arbitrage, because, I mean, you're paying retail for that stuff to hopefully flip it for more on Amazon. So keep that in mind also, because there's probably other people thinking the same way as you, and it can kill a whole item, like, bam, instantly. So,
yeah, go wide and not deep. All right, so I think we've talked enough tonight here for sure. We've been on for a while, and we appreciate all of you guys watching for sure. Guys, you know what? Things are changing. A lot of things are going in different directions and stuff like that. We're pretty consistent with the show. But let me just say this really quick, is that, you know what? I've been on YouTube for a while now. I've never paid for subscribers. I've never paid for freaking anything to try to make myself look better, right? What you see is what you get, right? And this is where I like people like Scott and Mike. This is what it is. There is no agenda. There is none of this, oh, this is this, and then there's a right hook, right? We're just people out there that go out there and make a living doing this, and we talk about it, and we could talk about this for the next 5 hours. That's why we have the show every week, right? Now, things have changed for people that are going, what's changed? What's going on? All this drama. It's in the Facebook group, Resellers Roundtable. You can take a look at what's happening there. Things have always changed, guys, right? And here's the thing. We didn't change. We were forced to do something, and that's what we did, and we did it for the best of the community. Most people on the outside that have been around the community know what I'm talking about, and they're going, oh my God, yeah, we understand. This person's in it, this individual's a problem, right? And it's been dealt with. I'm going to say this here.
I couldn't believe how many IMs I got today. Like, this is mind-boggling. I've literally never gotten this many IMs on one thing. Like, the whole time I've been on Facebook, nobody's been this interested in what I may happen to know or not know. So,
and I'm not trying to be egotistical. This isn't a power struggle. I'm not here to be YouTube famous. I'm here to provide content like we did tonight, like we're always going to do every Monday, and when we do every day in the Resellers Roundtable, right? Or these other things that we're all associated with. This is a business. This is what we want to do, and we're happy to share our conversations, right? What we're talking about, right? And whatever everybody else does, that's great and dandy. God bless them all, man. You know. But for me, I'm telling you what, this isn't the first time somebody's hammered me with 100 dislikes, right, on a live video. Especially when I mention to people, and then all of a sudden it jumps up and there's over 100, some odd likes. But listen, I'm tired of the childish games. We're moving on, and the show's not stopping. I said what I said earlier. If you think there's a bigger and better show that's out there, go watch it. Go watch them all, right? We provide content, and here's the thing. We're not going to stop, right? We appreciate all of you guys watching tonight again, once for sure, right? If you're not understanding what I'm talking about, go to join the Facebook group, Resellers Roundtable. Let me be very, very clear what I say right now. That is a free Facebook group that is owned by me, Global Voodoo, Mike Franco. Facebook, Resellers Roundtable, has been around for 2 years. With that in mind, there are paid webinars inside that group if you want to listen and hear other experts in the field that know a lot about certain topics and all the other information that's out there. It's verified, right? There's testimonials. We don't pay for testimonials. It's natural, right? But there are webinars that are in there. So if you don't want to be sold to, it's not a pitch fest, right? It's not a pitch fest. I want to make this really clear as we move forward with this show. You know what? We just do this, and this is what it is. So final words here, Scott, and then I'll go to you, Mike.
I just want to say thanks everybody for checking out the channel today. Yeah, we're going to be doing a lot of different stuff, a lot of different content on YouTube, and plus the support in the Resellers Roundtable Facebook group is awesome. It's a lot of great people in there, and it's the people that's in there that make the group special. It's not, the admins or not even really Mike. It's the people that interact every day in a positive manner that are actually concerned about helping other people grow their business. And that's the only focus we want in the group, is that we want people to be helping other people to be successful. Because the reselling community is small, in the grand scheme of things. There's not a lot of people, and people need help. And I think it's really cool that people take time out of their day for free to offer, advice about different topics about reselling. And I do appreciate that.
For sure, and I appreciate everybody again with the Resellers Roundtable. It's an amazing group. I appreciate Scott for your time here tonight, Mike Nagel for sure, and again all of you that are watching. Right? I mean, this isn't about me. This isn't about. I am not an I person. If you really truly know me, I am a team person, and I'm here to. That's why I created Resellers Roundtable. It's a team thing, right? And I'm willing to help out as much as I can. I know I can't answer everybody's messages. I wish I could, right? But yeah, at the end of the day, it's been a rough day for sure, and hopefully you guys enjoyed the show. I'm gonna give it to Mike Nagel, and we're gonna end it.
Yeah, man. I love the Resellers Roundtable group. I was in there before any of the live shows started and everything, and I'm still in there. I've been an admin for a couple months now, and got some support and help to help me with the shenanigans. Just be respectful of people. Talk to them how you would want to be talked to. It's not really hard, just mind your manners, and do a little bit of due diligence and research before you post, please, because I think we're done with the how much is this worth on a shirt and answering you. The post will be banned, or not banned, but the post will be removed, but that'll pretty much be your intention that's a warning. But I love everybody in the group. I love the interaction. It's really cool because it's a casual type setting, so let's try and keep it that way, guys and girls, and I'll see you all next week.
Yeah, for sure. Again, guys, thanks so much for turning out tonight, for sure. And I said for sure again, and I'll always say for sure. I don't know why this comes out, but at the end of the day, I think you're gonna see some quality content and stuff coming definitely out of this show and in the group for sure. And here's the thing: there's other people that have been expressing to me so much lately, like, hey, I want to do this. I want to go out there. I know stuff on jewelry. I know stuff on this that nobody's talking about that want to come public, and we're gonna let them do that. Okay, we're going to let them come out there, and this is going to be the show where there's new blood coming in through the industry, and you know what? Don't discourage them and sit there and they look in the video and the replay and go, oh my God, they have 100 dislikes. Well, all it tells me is this again, is that we're doing something right. Okay, we're doing something right. We're doing something good. Nobody here is here to screw anybody. Period. So thanks guys for really staying in tune with us tonight and watching this. This means a lot to us. There was over 178 people at one point in time. Thanks for the support. Really appreciate it, right? Maybe we'll throw something out there in the Resellers Roundtable for later tonight if you guys want to chit-chat. But again, guys, go out there, make this money, right? You don't need me. You don't need Scott. You don't need Mike. You don't need anybody on YouTube. You need yourself. But listen to the information that we're telling you, right? Take it for what it's worth, and you go use it. You go out there and crush it, right? I know every one of you can crush it. There's no excuse because I do this. I am not an internet marketer. I am not a guy I'm just not even reselling anymore. You want to see? Here, look at this. Look at this glance. Look at that. That's your hint. I go out there and resell just like the rest of you guys, right? Please, listen to me. I go out there and hustle too, guys, and I'm telling you, we can do this, and we're going to make money. We know we can do this. We're going to make money, and you know what? Have the right positive attitude. We're out of here. Freaking forget the haters. We're gone. Peace.